Good morning, everyone. This is Meg's Little House in the Country. We've got a very, very lovely morning. Got my roses blooming there. Still have some on the yellow bush. We've had some very happy birds out here on the lawn because I watered the raised beds last night, and they've been out there foraging. Getting the ground well soaked brings the worms to the surface where they are easy to catch. The raised beds themselves are looking beautiful. I just love that. Of course, in a couple more months, another month or so, they'll be looking even more lush. Even after all that weeding I did yesterday, they are still looking pretty weedy. Oh, those elm tree seedlings are just popping up all over. There's really no getting rid of them. Not when you have big elm trees that just prolifically go to seed. This morning I need to come out here and do some weeding in the pumpkins. I find that if I stay on top of the weeds while they are very small, they don't get to be a big problem. So right now it's gotten to where I need to get my stirrup hoe or hula hoe or whatever you call it, depending on where you live. And I need to go through here and get a bunch of little weeds out. So come along while I do some weeding. Okay, I got that done. Every day when I've been tilling this year, I've been finding glass and rusty nails. Today I found 2 rusty nails and a big chunk of glass. So that's today's total. I'm gonna go and stick it on my little pile. Apparently having my neighbor really deep till dug up a lot of old stuff that's deep down in the ground. And so far, this is this year's collection. There you go. That's my collection so far for this year. Mostly rusty nails, but other things too. Oh boy. Anyways, we got that done. Got everything as best I can. Some of this is I'm gonna have to just come out here and pull weeds by hand, bring my digging fork and dig out some deep grass roots. Shorten up this tripod a little. Yeah, so that's what I got there. Anyways, we're gonna take a look at how the sunflowers are doing. And no, this isn't glass, this is just a piece of fiberglass, plastic stuff from that old greenhouse stuff. But looking and seeing how our sunflowers are doing. They look like they're doing good. Even the ones I transplanted. are perked right back up, which means I got all the roots, kept the dirt around the roots, and yeah, my newly transplanted little raspberry is doing good too, as well as the little tiny cane next to him. But yeah, all the newly transplanted sunflowers are doing really good. Now for all these weeds, these I'm going to have to come out here and I am going to have to get them by hand. There's no getting around it. I'm just going to have to start at one end and go all the way down to the other end and just pull them all out by hand. Fortunately, that's tilled soil that's very soft, and so everything should come up easily. No having to yank on weeds with deep roots that don't want to come up. Oh, and the pocket gophers have been at it again. I really need to get out here and give them some of the little green treats. Anyways, that's what I've gotten done so far this morning. Did a little weed abatement in here. Yes, it still looks green, but now the weeds are laying on top of the ground instead of being rooted in the ground, which means by this evening they will all be shriveled up and drying up and just looking pretty dead. Yeah, and they'll just go and decompose and get mulched into the ground. But yeah, I do need to get someone with a tiller to come and till around my raspberries. Until then, I just need to get my digging fork and my gloves, come out here and dig up grass and dig up the grass and dig up the yeah, that should look like dirt on each side of those raspberries. Instead, it's all grass and weeds and bindweed. So I need to come and dig this up because the grass roots are a little deeper, and it will take a little more work to get these up. But we will work on this and get this whole row weeded again. Oh boy. Oh, I need to get the bird bath refilled. Oh, and maybe move this hose here over to the other peach tree. It's been watering this little peach tree. I just want it to grow big. Hopefully this next year it will put out blossoms. It didn't put out any blossoms this year, but it's still a very young tree. My more mature tree here, though, needs watering. It's got lots of peaches, which I still need to thin out more. They have been getting somewhat thinned out in the last windstorms. If you noticed all the little tiny peaches here in the grass, they're all getting blown out of the tree. So, fruit is getting thinned. I haven't had to do a whole bunch, but in areas like this, where I've got so many so close together, yeah, most of those have got to go. Most of these will have to go. This one's too small anyway, so it's going to go. This one's small, and it's going to go. But then I should literally only have 2 peaches here, and I got 5. And so most of those will have to go. Mother Nature has been blowing out the little teeny tiny ones that are obviously not going to make it. And I'm just going through and picking out the rest. I hate doing this, you know, but it's actually best for the health of the tree. Usually, though, tiny ones are all going to fall off anyways. They just dry up and stop developing, and then you don't have to worry about it. The only ones you have to worry about is that Mother Nature suddenly deciding to pick off all your big ones. So that you have no peaches. But in areas where I obviously have a big one and a little one, like here, I'll just go ahead and take that little one off. Yeah. And I've got a lot of these that are getting blown off anyways. So there's lots of little tiny peaches all over on the ground. Mother Nature is thinning them out. I just need to help her along and thin out some more. So you really should only have like one peach every 4 to 6 inches. That way you get bigger peaches, not little teeny tiny peaches. Usually, though, in some areas, like, oh god, I just picked a few off. But there I had one big fat peach there, and 3 little teeny tiny ones that were turning yellow. That's because that big one was taking all the energy and the others weren't getting anything. So they were dying. So, yeah. Anyways, it's basically how it goes. You thin out your fruit and then you hope for the best, and you hope you didn't thin out too much. Well, we got one chore done this morning. I do have to be to work earlier now that our store is open. And so I need to go and change some water around and hopefully still make it to work on time. I'll talk to y'all later, folks. Well, everybody, I got a package in the mail, just opened it. Going to pull out what is inside the package and we're going to see what I got. Since I did get a notification from my sister Kay, I know she sent these. First we got Orstout cut resistant sleeves. These I chosen it. Okay, they're cut, tear, heat resistant, and adjustable, which is good because I put my other gloves I got last year, my sleeves I got last year in a safe place, and I can't find them. And they are so pretty. They're perfect and they were pretty and they just pulled on nice and snug, and got another pair. Hopefully I don't lose those. And, ooh, okay, now that looks promising. Excellent. Yeah, these say long gardening gloves, thorn proof. Okay, now I can tackle my climbing rose, which needs tackling. Oh god, I've been putting it off for so long because honestly, without basically welding gloves, you're gonna get poked. I've got some cowhide work gloves and the thorns just go right through them. And they're good work gloves, you know. They're the kind that everybody buys. You go to your local Home and Ranch store and buy those yellow leather work gloves. Okay, so we got another pair of sleeves. So until I can find my other pair. Ooh, and they're pretty pink. So these will be doing. Thank you, Kay. I'll be eager to try these out. Oh boy. Those, yeah. This way I won't get torn up trying to cut all the dead stuff out of my really sharp thorned climbing rose that's on my arbor. And I might be able to actually get the cane that's laying on the ground tied up too. Oh boy. And some sleeves. Anti-cut, heat, and tear performance. So, okay. All right. Well, I'll let you know on my next video how these things perform. Thank you once again, Kay. Well, good evening, folks. Yeah. Didn't get quite all the weeds. Got a lot of them, though, this morning. Just walking through, double checking. Well, probably. This is usually the time of day it really should come because the ground is really dry. There's no moisture and it gets the weeds a whole lot better. But, yeah, oh great. There's another piece of glass. And there's another rusty nail. It does make you wonder what some of these areas of property were used for way, way back 80 years ago. Who did what? Where did they have their burn barrel? But, yep. Okay. Oh, look at that. I wonder if that's a chunk of metal. Yeah, I bet it is. Not rusty, but looks like a chunk of metal. Let's go put it in the collection over here. Collection of oddities. There we go. That's what we got so far in our collection today. Yeah, that's another big old piece of wire or something. Okay, let's see. Our sunflowers are doing very well. Gotta turn on the sprinkler tonight and water the pumpkins, water the sunflowers, water the raspberries. Get everybody watered. Oh. Look at that. Getting very tall, but they seem to be doing okay. Temperatures are supposed to peak tomorrow around 90. And then this weekend we're going to get a little bit of a cold snap. Just like we did last year. Which means I may have to cover things up on Saturday night and Sunday night. Sunday morning, yeah, because the morning temps may get down. For Sunday, they're saying 36. If it does get down that low, that basically means it will be very cold here. It could actually get down. Oh, I've lost a few more peaches off the tree. A few more of my little peaches have fallen off. Oh, God, that's total 4 more. Some of them, I think they came off of this branch here that had broke when I bought it and transported it. Oh well, throw them out there in the garden, let them decompose. But then it's got a few, like this one is kind of shriveled looking, so yep, not gonna make it. But it does have a few that are nice and big and fat and firm and plump. So that's okay. You know, I have been keeping it watered. In fact, the hose has been on it, so it's nice and moist. I do need to do a little pruning on it. But it's putting out some new growth. As you can see here, all that green. Very new. So anyways, my current project I've been off and on for the last week is trying to clean up my front walk, you know. when you go to somebody's house, you go up the front walk, and I've cleaned up the front fence, but I still haven't gotten the front flower bed cleaned up. So yeah, that's a little thing I'm doing, is trying to get my front walk cleaned up, so if people come to my house and use the front walk, they are not going to be greeted with a terrible mess. I want to get that lily there planted in the front walk. Notice I did clean up my decorative fencing so I can get it put back in. But right now we have got an abundance of elm tree seeds, and so I need to get these out. So hold on and I'll be right back. Well, worked up a good sweat here. There's still quite a few elm seeds in here, but I've got a whole ton out here in the driveway. As you can see, nice big piles right here in the ruts in my driveway. Well, I'll be running over them on a regular basis. Found some of the stepping stones where my sidewalk is. Found the little footprints. Yes, we have little child footprints there. Little footprint there. Little footprint there. Footprint there. You can clearly see the heel. So apparently, and there's a footprint here, after this section of the sidewalk was poured a long time ago, somebody's little kid came and walked across it, and they didn't discover it in time to smooth it out. So yeah, got little footprints in here. Oh, my sidewalk is so uneven. This side is really sunk down. This side is lifted up. And you can see where it's really dropped down below this section here. And it's getting pretty uneven. It's been patched before. You can see where it's been patched. And even my steps now are starting to disintegrate. But you know, they're 80-year-old steps. 80 plus years old. If I had the money, I would just simply have everything repoured. Nice and level. Yep. I would just simply get it all repoured all the way out to the driveway. Have it all nice and level. That would be nice. But anyways, I'm going to try to clean this up and get some flowers and stuff planted in here. And just make my front entry kind of look nice. Of course, I've got to trim back the snowball bush, which is trying to cover up the door again. That's why I trimmed it so short last year. I was trying to avoid this, but yep. Guess it's time to get the hedge clippers out and go clip, clip, clip. Or maybe I ought to call a neighbor who has hedge clippers and say, can you just come and give my bush a nice trim and just make it nice and round? Oh well. Anyways, I will get things trimmed up here. Probably not today. Today, I think I've done enough. I've got this cleaned up. I got some bulbs, but what I'm going to do really at first is I'm going to keep it watered. And as all these elm seeds start sprouting, I'm just going to get my stirrup hoe and come out here and dig them up until there are no more anything sprouting. And then I can plant some flowers in here. I'd like to get some perennials in here that will come back every year, like my poppies and my hollyhocks. I'd also like to get some, you know, bleeding hearts. Just some perennial flowering plants. They'll just come back year after year after year. And maybe some annuals that will reseed themselves. So I got flowers in my front flower bed. But I've got things kind of cleaned up a bit. And yeah, it's not looking too bad. So I will see you all later at sunset. Sun's getting low in the sky. Still about 80 degrees out though. It's pretty warm right now. Well, kind of miss seeing the sun actually go down. I was sitting in my chair rocking Rosie, and I kind of dozed off. Jerked awake to realize the sun was no longer in the sky. So, sorry about missing the sunset. But instead, you get the big butte in a twilight sky. And it is big. But I hope you all have trying to zoom back out. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And hope your week is going by really good so far. And I did get a couple of things done today. Not a lot, but I got the pumpkins weeded and cleaned out the front flower bed as best I could. That's got to count for something. So, God bless, and I'll see y'all in the next video.